Okay, guys, good morning to everybody. This is Kel, and good morning to you. Today is the 13th of August, 2026. Crazy Global Market Talk with Kel. Crazy anytime, anywhere. All right, guys, good morning to everybody. Thank you for coming in at this hour. All right, before anything happen, disclaimer apply as usual. Please do your risk management whenever you are going to trade into the market. All right, so let's look at the fundamentals. All right, before that, do turn on your transcriptor or your Gemini, your ChatGPT, so that as you're hearing me, you can see you can translate for you immediately. Yeah, for all my friends that is non-English speaking. Okay. All right. Now this morning, the South Korea stock market have entered a bull market. Wow, incredible. 1 month ago, it just entered a bear market, and 1 month later, it's entered a bull market. Oh gosh, this is crazy. But that is how the money works, okay? When everybody is selling, calling for devastation, the big boys enter the market, and then after that, they tell the whole world that it's calamity everywhere. They themselves keep on buying, and once they have bought enough, take the hands off from the retail who has sold in panic, sold in distress. Then after that, they push the market back up again and again restart the engine. So guys, this is not new. It always happen, and that's why we always tell you this. In general, the market is always bullish until, right, the fat lady sings and it'll be down for like 20-30%. Then after that, it will recover once again. Now, of course, this is only workable for indices. For stock itself individually may not be the case, yeah? Now, you can see that yesterday, KOSPI up by 9% in a single day itself. That is really incredible. No, so it's not the one. Up by 7%. So it's actually what happened back in 2013. Sorry. All right. So yesterday we have the KOSPI up by 4%. Okay, this off the low, and of course Samsung, SK Hynix were the ones leading the charge. All right. Now, interestingly, yesterday the consumer price index rose by only 0.1% in July, and it was kind of expected. It put the annual rate at 3.4%. Of course, we all know that 3.4% is a very, very low number. Yeah, it's not a real number if you ask me. And because of that, the Federal Reserve, the Fed fund rate dropped. All right, on the expectation of a rate hike. And that is how it looks like. The number seemingly has come off. So I don't buy this because remember, oil price only recently crept up. The months before that, the oil price was brought down by all the supply that the US did. So we all know that the US reserve is at a very, very low level. I suspect that that is where the oil price will be bought up. So that's why this inflation data to me is not accurate. Okay, it doesn't track the current practicality and reality of the market. Japan wholesale inflation eases to 7.2%. Now that is very clear, right? That the Japan market now, the inflation is at 7.2%, which is, I think, more of a real figure compared to US, who obviously is hiding their inflation data. And of course, Strait of Hormuz basically has no new movement. The ship traffic near is at 3-month low as UN and Iran deal is in doubt. So where is Scott Bessent? Where is Donald Trump? They did not come out to address this. They just basically bypassed this, talk other things else, but just refuse to answer this particular question. Where is your so-called Strait of Hormuz being open? Where's your 48 hours timeline? Everything is just brushed under the carpet. And it's again, it was more like utilized to prop the market with some talking without any substance. And that is what US is always capable of doing. All right. So now with that, we will now look at something external. Now, my CRAZII.com now, we have more than 5,000 posts. And you can see that this is what happened over here. Based on yesterday's data. As you can see, because of the core CPI dropping to 2.5%, immediately the expectation that the rate on September is to stay the same. Only 38.1% looking as a rate hike. Now, just about 1 week ago, this number is more than 50%. So now the thing is this, the Fed seemingly is telling people that, okay, because the core CPI has came down a little bit, so there's no reason to hike interest rate. So I don't buy that, because if oil price go up these 2 weeks, I think that will change the mind of everybody once again. All right, and of course you can see that this is the thing that happened over the last 7 years. Look at the price of used car, grocery, health insurance, restaurant costs, the auto insurance, home prices, utilities. All these are up by about 30% and above over the last 7 years. So it's very clear that it doesn't make sense. Even the pound of coffee has went up by 123%. Oh my God, within the last 7 years. So that is why the cost of living in US is going up, and that's why all of us are actually suffering at the same time. Now, interestingly, Michael Burry, as we know, this guy is the one who shorted the during the Lehman crisis. He made a lot of money. He believed that the current level is near a major top and a possibly 1987 type fall. Now, 1987, the market was going all the way up, and suddenly it collapsed down more than 21% in a single day. Now, think about this. If the market do drop by 21% in a single day for S&P today, we are talking about nearly, all right, 1,400 point. Now, 1,400 point S&P, all right, if you multiply this, okay, by about 800 points, because that's for about 1 point S&P, all right. So what's the number like? Let's take a look. Let's be very, very sure. Anyone can help me on this? If you're fast with the numbers, let me know. So 1,400 points multiplied by 800, we are talking about, okay, that's a bit big. Hold on a minute. I just want to be very sure. 1 point is 80. Sorry, my bad. Okay, my bad. There's a typo error here. It's 80. Yeah. So that will give you about 14,000 point sell off in the Dow Jones. I think that's ridiculous. Sorry, 1,001. Sorry, my bad. The data error log. Sorry. 11,200 point sell off of the Dow Jones. I think that is ridiculous. I don't think it will happen. But of course, if it happens, that will be calamity, all right? Well, 11,000 point. Now, the most we saw in the human history, Dow Jones down by 2,000 point. We've seen it before, but down by 3,000 point, I think a lot of people will faint. If down by 4,000 point, I think a lot of people will just bankrupt themselves. Yeah, I thought about 5,000. Okay, I think it's a bit ridiculous, but again, mathematically, it is actually possible. Right, mathematically, it's actually possible. Yeah, so just to inform you that what could be a scary thing that can happen. Okay, all clear? Okay, all right. So that is based on Michael Burry's his personal assessment, which is biased. Obviously, now he's on the sell side. Now, Tom Lee, as you know, Tom Lee is a very good market timer, and he is saying that for 2026, the S&P will hit 7,800. So where is S&P right now? The S&P 500, as you can see on your screen, okay, please do not draw, okay. This is the S&P 500 on your screen right now, and you can see that the S&P 500, 7,800 point is somewhere around here, and the market missed it by a little bit and then pull back. Now, at the moment itself, the market is consolidating with a lot of resistance over here. Big boys are buying, but the market's not pushing up. So my personal view is this: that could be a pullback in the near term. And this near-term pullback is KCB, so that's about 7,600. So based on what Tom Lee says, all right, he says that the S&P 500 will likely pull back to 7,800 first, will hit 7,800 first, and then pull back by 10 to 15%. Now, 10 to 15%, if you look back again on the chart that I had earlier, over here, a 10 to 15% is about 780 points. So I think that the market is looking at more than that. Yeah. So for me itself, I think from where we are right now to drop to 7,600, it should be the first leg. Then whether or not can go up by 10%, more than that, I don't think so. All right, I just think that maybe it's somewhere out here. So if the market do come back, so let's take a look what will happen. Okay, so let's say we do a hypothesis. If this is really 7,800 and the market down by 10%, all right. So what number do I get? So 7,800 times 9%, you get 7,000. Wow, crazy, right? Here, this is the target, 7,000. All right, so I don't know. I don't think we will do that, but I kind of believe that we'll see this KCBs taken out in the near term. This one I'm quite confident. Yeah, to go beyond 7,300, I don't think so. This is my personal view. I don't think that the market will go beyond 7,300, but a pullback from current level now, from here, pullback to here, before going up again, is my personal take. Okay, so the one that is over here is done by Tom Lee. Tom Lee believe that, okay, this market may go down by the 10%, but for me, I think 7,300 will be my max top for this time of sell-off. Okay, all right, all clear? If all clear, press number 1 right now. Okay, seemingly my MT4 is not able to launch. Okay. Okay, things happen again. Right, so that means that really not every Wi-Fi can have the power to run MT4 when on Zoom. Sometimes they just, some places really can do it, but not in this hotel apparently. Okay, so I have to skip the MT4 sharing. I'll go to this one instead right now. Okay. All right, let's look at gold this morning. Now, gold this morning went up all the way, break a new high for this 3 weeks, and then after that, pullback. Now, this is a typical pump and dump exercise. Okay, so basically means that the market pump up the price up, people go in to buy, and then after that they bring the price down. So people who actually chase after it itself this morning will be caught by the market, and you might be losing some money. All right, though this is the typical pump and dump situation, then I think that this is what is ongoing right now for the market. So traders, you need to be very, very careful. All right. So the thing is this, why do I say that? Let me explain to you with some of the facts and figures. You will understand this better, all right? So first of all, the candle is yellow and everything is going good. And the KSI is also very green. So by right, it's a very bullish market. So this morning itself, when the market stayed above OP, it was a buy immediately. It wasn't wrong, so it was a good deal. But after that, things had to change. Let me explain to you why. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. You see better. Okay, so this is what happened this morning on the 5-minute chart of gold. Yeah, let me just explain it very slowly for everybody to understand this. Okay. All right, just give me a moment. Just change my source for a while. Give me a short moment. Okay, so let's start the morning first. This is where it started this morning. Now, this morning, gold opened and immediately come down. Now, what is very crucial information was the pivot. Where is the pivot? Pivot 2 is here. Now remember, our pivot 1, pivot 2 doesn't really follow the traditional way of putting the support resistance based on chart. It's all pure mathematics. That means that when the market create a pivot 2 for you at the bottom, it's created based on maths, not based on charts. So when this morning, when the price came down below OP, that's where I sell some gold. All right, but because of the KSI in the day chart is green, so I sell very little. So when the price comes down to the pivot and stop there, I kind of realized something very important. Do you realize this? Yes, the KSI is green. That is a very, very important sign to tell you that there is some support in the market. And because of that, you notice the market failed to really do any further damage after that. It basically stopped there and then not moving. And that was where I get a bit worried because I know this, I've seen this many times. When the market stays around pivot and doesn't really move, when the market stays around pivot and doesn't really move, this is a point to be very, very careful. And with the day chart, KSI is green. That basically makes me feel that the market may rebound soon. So the moment I see the candle turns yellow, right here, okay, suddenly it didn't work. It's okay. I just continue first. When the market suddenly rebound above the pivot 2, I know that this is where the market will be going up. And then after that, there's a blue diamond. So I have to draw the diamond line. And you can see very clearly the market stays above the diamond line. So that again tell me that the market is going to go up. Now, after that, you notice that the next one is a 4 diamond. Now, this is diamond. This is the first candle, second, sorry, third, fourth, fifth. So because these 2 diamonds come within 5 candle, this is called a double diamond. And when the double diamond appear on your screen, you draw the diamond line, obviously, and the market stays above the diamond line. This is 100% buy, all right? Because you can see that the KSI has been staying green all the way, okay? So when the market stays above OP, I know that this one can go up to KTR plus 1 because that is the normality, right? The KTR plus 1 and minus 1 is a very normal thing for this market. To go up to plus 1 or go to minus 1 is very normal for KTR rules. So because of that, the market instantly rebounded all the way to KTR plus 1 within 25 minutes. And that's where I locked in my first profit. Then after that, I see the market go sideways. I thought it's coming down. And then suddenly there was a gush up here and pushes all the way to KTR plus 2. Okay. So now the thing is this, at KTR plus 2, many people were asking me, Kel, should we chase and stuff like that? I was getting a bit uncomfortable. Why is that so? Because you can see from the screen that the market, although break KTR plus 2, it did not stay above KTR plus 2. So this is a very typical sign of a pump and dump if the market do break down. So what I did was very simple. It's a big candle. I draw the mid-level price over here myself just for the based on CMC. I know that the market couldn't stay above the line. And that is where, if you take notice, this is where the first sign of trouble began. Why? Because if you notice that, right, this is a K trend. This is a lowering yellow. So this is a K trend. All right. There's no diamond this time around. It's very far away. So this is on its own K trend. And the KSI at the same time was green. So it wasn't very strong at all. So what happened is this. If you sell here based on K trend, is it wrong? No, it's correct. But the size itself cannot be too big because the market is still above OP. And of course, the KSI is still green. So you shouldn't be selling too much, right? So what makes me sell more is when the price comes down to the second yellow here, and obviously you can see the yellow is going lower. Now what made me sell stronger was because I saw the diamond line. So what we have here is that we have the K trend, we have the diamond line, which is K trend plus diamond line, and the KSI is red. So because of that, you have a KDK. So immediately over here, I sell big. And now gold is coming down. As I'm speaking right now, gold is coming down. Gold now is at 4407 now at the moment, yeah? Can you see the gold price coming down, everybody? Yes, indeed. So gold price, if you come down, it should be going for 4400. I repeat, if gold price is to come down, it's going to see 4400. Why? Because 4400 happened to be the pivot point here So where we are right now is here about 4406. So if it comes down, it should be touching back to the pivot. So same thing again, if you hit the pivot, it gets supported, the market may rebound. But on the flip side, if the market breaks below pivot without holding in, then the market will go down all the way to KTR -1, which is normal, and that will give you 4393 as a target. All right, so here's 4400. Okay, all right. So with this KDK, right, with KDK over here, whereby you have the K trend followed by the diamond line, followed by the KSI alongside with you, bang, that is a perfect sell. All got it? If all got it, press number 2 right now. All right. So this is why, recently our trading has improved quite a fair bit with the new infusion of this KDK. A lot of people start to see the value of the entire CRAZII system, because you need to have the K trend, you need a diamond line, you need a KSI, all to come together. All right, this is how powerful it is. Okay, so very, very important for those who are trading. You can look at it. We have a short video about 60 minutes to explain this KDK. We'll try to finish it up, and then we send to you guys. Okay, so just give me some time on this. Yeah, a little bit of manpower recently, because DV is on the way to deliver a child in near term, and of course we are all outside now looking at different market. So poor Susan is around handling a lot of administration. Yeah, okay, all right. So this is the gold chart. Okay, all clear. Let's look at the next market, which is the oil market for today. All right, so same thing again, go to our CRAZII chart and then look at oil. Let me explain to you why I'm looking at oil now. All right, those 4 people from KL, from Indonesia, I think it's very good to listen to me and what I have to offer for you this morning. Okay, let's go. Okay, so what we have here, all right, is a potential K trend down. I repeat, K trend down, because the yellow versus the yellow is lowering, right? But the current cluster of yellow, the highest closing price versus the one on top on the left side is still too far. So it's part of a K trend that is only going to go down. All right. Now at the same time, we do have a blue diamond here, which obviously you draw a line at the closing, and truth be told, now the little thing is actually now below the diamond line. That's not very good. So if the candle turns to red, then it becomes a sell instead. Yeah. Okay, so what we have right now, we have a yellow candle with a blue diamond line. Hopefully it still stay there. And if the market still stay above the blue diamond line, then yes, oil has a potential to challenge as high as $84. Okay, but the thing is this, guys, that is a MA 200 over here at $83 that's blocking you. So if the market wants to go up to $84, the first resistance it has to break will be the $83 MA 200. MA 200 is a very big number. This number, if it breaks, it's going to do some serious damage. All right. So traders do take note on that. Yeah. Okay. Now for those who sell gold with me earlier, right, the target is 4401. 4400 is the technical level, but we don't put exactly over there. We put somewhere higher. Okay. So for those who are selling gold with me this morning, you can put 4407 so 407 4401.5. Sorry about that. 4401.5. Okay, so you can consider doing that. Yeah, I'm also editing my price at the moment right now to ensure that I secure the right price. Okay. All right, so let's continue the next market, and the next market we have, it will be the Dow Jones. Now, Jones is really incredible, but if you look at it carefully, it's about the same thing. Now, Dow Jones today, as you can see, is now trading very, very closely at around the pivot 2 level, as you can see. So if the market stays around pivot, the market might rebound. But at the same time, if the market stays below pivot, then of course it's going to be a bit difficult. And the first target I see is always here, and that's 52,000. 300, 200, 53,000, wait, 53,000, sorry, very bad for the mouse, yeah. 53,231. So where are we right now? We are 53,722. So with the market coming down by 500 points. Is it possible? I think high chance. Okay. If the market breaks below pivot 2, it's a very high chance for the market to come off. Right. And then if the KSI turns to red, then that will be the double selling confirmation. Okay. All right. So everybody take note of that. Yeah. Helping the poor is my passion. Nice. Okay. I see someone post ID is there. Okay. All right, next market that we'll talk about will be the NASDAQ before we go to Bitcoin before we end the day, okay? All right, so this morning I'm very busy with many things, and later in the afternoon I'll be even busier. So I want to share this with you. So hopefully you guys can make some money when I'm away. Now, Susan is the only one in Singapore. Please try to check with her whenever you are free. But of course, don't ask too much unrelated market question, yeah? Okay, so this is a NASDAQ, and this is not what I want to see because the NASDAQ has been KSI rate for the last 4 days. And 5 days, in fact, the market has been going up more of it. So when the market goes up and the KSI is red, it's not a good sign. So traders, please be very careful. If the market do break below pivot today, pivot 1, pivot 2, sorry. If the market break pivot 2 today, then I believe that there will be some form of selling in the market. So what's pivot 2? You can all see it. All right, so that will give you a number. Pivot 2 at the moment now is somewhere now, it's at 40. Wait a minute. Okay, the current price for the index for the NASDAQ right now is at 29,748. But we're looking at the market coming down to here, so that will give you approximately. Hang on, yeah. This might. Get out my way to this one. 800. So that means we're looking about an average of almost 1,000-point drop for where we are right now for the NASDAQ, yeah? So with Jensen Wong all saying that the chip maker industry is good, the market shouldn't be coming down. And why is it not going up? So that is another issue, okay? All right, last one will be on Bitcoin, and take a look, everybody. Now, I've been bearish on Bitcoin and there's nothing to hide. I still think that Bitcoin is still going to go down to 58,000, to scare shit out of Michael Saylor, if you ask me. All right, but of course, it is much richer now, so it's fine, right? Okay, so this is the Bitcoin. Now there's no downtrend because the market, the highest closing yellow has already been breached. All right, no uptrend because the closing here and the closing here is already breached. So there's no uptrend, downtrend over here. But the thing is this, now what is happening here on the side is that the market now is trading below OP and it's very near the pivot 2. From my personal experience, I think the selling will come. The selling will come in the near term. So if that is the case, if the market breaks below this OP and at the same time, what you can see, right? You can see is that there is a 4 diamond over here. You got a 4 diamond line over there. So below the 4 diamond line, and has a red candle, is always a sell. So if Bitcoin do come down and break the pivot 2, this will send it down all the way to 62,199. And of course, it can even go lower. If it goes lower, this is the KCB, and you can see that it can go down to 60,000 level. Wow, that's a very long time. So if this happens, then if the market breaks below, then there is a small possibility to see this happening in the market. All right, for Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin comes down, NASDAQ come down. If NASDAQ come down, it's just a matter of time the rest will come down. Now, of course, the gold will be on its own. So do not be bothered by that. You just have to concentrate on your own trading and it'll be done. If SH it can be done, then of course everybody should give it a try, right? Okay, guys, so thank you so much for coming in so late for me and come to the end of today's sharing session. Please, all right, for the KDK, later on, give me some time, the guys will edit it and then send out to you guys. Okay, thank you, take care, and have a great day. Bye-bye.